So DMZ stuff we'll just kind of go through real quick. Nothing super crazy here, and I'm kind of upset with that.
Well, maybe it's more than you think, because enemy tuning, they're going to adjust the AI because the ramp of difficulty got kind of crazy. You could get easily overwhelmed. That is true. If you go in by yourself, you running from one group AI, you jump in, you're done. There's nothing you can do to get away from them.
No, there isn't.
They're rebalancing the spawn points, which I think is important, because anyone just going in there to camp people, including myself, I'll go in there when I get bored and just sit up on a spot and snipe people. I know exactly where I spawn. Within 5 seconds, I can run and find a spawn point and start sniping at them immediately.
That's a part of some of these extraction games, though, man.
Yeah, but the spawn points are they're too close to each other, I think, and because it's just a big circle around the map. Yeah,
there's too many people on the map.
Mission difficulty tuning, again, they're just going to adjust some of the way they scale up the missions, fixing crashes and all that. The biggest thing, and I went over to Twitter and checked this out. And people are freaking out. Seasonal refresh. I'm going to read this, and I want you to tell me what you think. All new missions are coming to Season 2, including a refresh of your current faction mission progress and an inventory, contraband and keys, reset. An inventory reset, a faction mission progress.
It's just a Tarkov wipe.
We will be detailing all the need-to-know intel for DMZ ahead of Season 2 in an upcoming blog. Now, all the Tarkov players were like, yeah, it's a wipe, no big deal. All the people that don't play Tarkov are immediately, I will never play this game again if my progression is reset. I've been grinding. I'm almost done. Like,
but they don't understand.
One, it's in a beta.
That grind. But what they don't understand is that grind
is the game.
To the end of the game, and you're done. That's the whole point of the game.
Yeah. Like, I do think, the nice thing about Tarkov, and even Tarkov has said this current, even with their newest one, that current grind to get to Gamma case or whatever, they're like, that's not their overall game.
When you when you're doing a game that is built on character progression, let's say, like you're building up to something, and in this game it's your faction missions and your progress in the game and things like that. At some point it resets. World of Warcraft is another great example of that. Like, you play an entire season of World of Warcraft. You have the best gear you could possibly have. You're decked out with legendaries and purples, the best. You're min-maxed to the T. New expansion comes out, that gear can't even beat a regular level mob. You
console
start over again.
Destiny 2 is exactly the same way. New season's about to launch and you start over.
That's the whole point of the game, is to continue to start over and build your character up again from that progression point in the new content.
Yeah.
So as long as new content's coming out, which it doesn't sound like there is, it sounds like that's what I'm saying. It sounds like this is just a lot of tuning.
Well, it says because they did talk about the missions. They are changing some of the faction missions and stuff, or adding new things. So my question to you is, Ender, do you read this as a complete wipe like Tarkov, or do you read this as the only thing is your contraband and keys will reset?
The only thing that you can wipe is the contraband and faction.
So as much as people hate it, I'm assuming you're agreeing with me that this is the right move. They need a wipe.
Yeah, this is the game. Like, this is what I expected.
Yeah, I think that's what's funny. Every Tarkov player is like, oh, this is what I thought it was going to be. But
I think this is at a faster pace than like a Tarkov wipe. But it doesn't take you as long to get there.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to look at it that way. And the other thing is, like, they're wiping contraband and keys. Okay, that's all you can collect in the game. Contraband and keys. So yeah, you start over. You build back up through the factions. They make some changes, and then guess what? When the season's over with again, you do it again.
Yeah, and you hope that they keep improving on their mission. What you hope is that when you have a wipe, they start changing the way the missions go, and they start adding better stuff,
adding stuff, and different places to go, or they have to have a progression system that's level and ranking system, like a World of Warcraft, where you go from 1 to 10 in the first one, 10 to 20,
exactly.
20 to 30, but that brings into like what happens when you have someone that starts at 1. He can't go up against the 30. Like, you have to wipe that.
If you're a DMZ fan and you've never played any other kind of extraction, I don't care if it's Vigor or Tarkov or whatever you may have tried or not tried. If I will say this, DMZ is a good, solid base of a game for a AAA developer. For someone to really take a crack at it, I think they've done a good job. Now, if you think DMZ is a complete game at this point and you don't think there's much they need to do except adding more missions, you're crazy, because it should just be the tip of the iceberg right now. This game needs to expand dramatically if they expect it to
and
grow.
I was expecting something dramatic here, but it seems like we're again. I'm going to stand.
Well,
by.
there's a new exclusion zone coming.
Okay.
So.
All right. Cool.
That's what it says.
I'm so excited.
So you'll have 3 options to go into when you go in.
Okay, I didn't even know there was a second option because
that's that building 21. So.
Okay. Good night.